Joining us now is Paige. Paige, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm doing so good. How are you?
Good. So I'm up in New York. Where are you calling in from today?
I am currently in North Carolina.
Lovely. Lovely.
Yeah.
North Carolina, South Carolina, all the Carolinas are so beautiful. I grew up in the Midwest, and I always find that when I'm going down to that part of the country, there's something so mystical and magical about it, like the pine trees and like the
Right.
terrain. And it's just like, it's lovely. So lovely.
It is. And
Yeah.
and growing up somewhere here is just like I'm so lucky to be able to have it as a place to call home.
It's probably inspirational too, right? For your music. I was asking you what you call your grandfather, and you say, I called him grandpa, but you call him papa. So
Yes.
sweet. I want to know about that man, the legend. Tell me about him.
Oh my gosh, he had a nickname Horsefly, and I grew up on a horse farm, and if you know what a horsefly is, it can be a little agitating at times. And he was the sweetest man, but he was agitating in the most loving way possible, and everybody called him Horsefly. And he's just such a big spirit. He was a car salesman, which is kind of where the nickname came as well too, because any car salesman, they know how to talk to you, and they'll constantly take every chance that they can. And he just loved people and believed in his granddaughter so much.
Isn't that wonderful when they want to be like as that song goes, "Wind Beneath Our Wings"? Isn't that like the greatest? I think that everyone deserves either, a loving family, and if they can't have a loving family, to have a good friend that can just like do that for them and just be like, I believe in you and you've got this and I'm so proud of you. And, you know, that's all it takes sometimes. It's just a little bit of faith in somebody can make all the
Right,
difference, right? So,
for sure.
speaking of good things and songwriting, what's up above you?
Oh, this old thing.
Oh,
It is.
that
It's my Songwriter of the Year award that I got at the Carolina Country Music Awards this past January, and just I put it up on the wall not to brag or anything, but more so as motivation for me to keep writing songs and getting better as a songwriter and telling good stories every day. And um, that felt really nice to be able to bring home and be able to share with my family and all of my co-writers and my team.
And it's actually very nice. It's tasteful, right? Because
It is.
how many crystal paperweights do we need with our names on them? Not many, right? But that's
Right.
nice, right? So that's nice. And someday I'm sure your whole wall is going to be filled with stuff. Tell us about this new song that your papa was the inspiration behind.
Yeah, well, Grandpa's Little Girl was kind of centered around him, and he was the reason that I got into music at the first place. He bought me my first guitar when I was 10 years old and encouraged me to start trying to figure out how to play that thing. And just a few months after he bought it for me, he ended up passing away. And so he's kind of always been my inspiration in music and why I loved it and why I, sought it out to begin with. And then fast forward, when I turned 16, I got a hand-me-down truck from him years after he had passed,
Wow.
as my first car. And, that truck is still in our family. And every time I look out there, I can't help but see him in it and the memories of him and I when I was a little girl. And just very grateful to have something like that to hang on to.
And being able to sit like on the front seat and as it like goes down the road, right? Like there's a certain rhythm of a truck, It's got that,
Right.
I don't know. It's just like it's fun, There's nothing quite
Yes.
quite like it.
It has certain noises too, especially when they're now almost 27 years old. They make
Oh,
certain
really?
noises as well.
Boom, boom, hiss, rattle, rattle, right? Oh my goodness gracious. What is bringing you joy these days? How are you celebrating life on a day-to-day page?
Well, I love being able to come home to North Carolina. I split time between Nashville and here, and then I'm on the road every single weekend somewhere new. And so having that home base to come back to, and my husband, and just being able to like get my hands dirty and get back on the farm where I was raised and get back to my roots truly is, something that probably people who live there on a daily basis take for granted. But somebody like me who is constantly away from home, having that brings me so much joy.
When I'm gonna be traveling to St. Louis tonight, my hometown, and I'm one of the things I like to do is I like to go to the grade school that I went to, and I like to get on the swing, and I like to swing.
Mm,
It's the same swing. It's a little rustier, but it's the same swing, right? And I look and like the trees that used to be just like twigs are like so big now and massive, but it's just, I don't
Yeah.
know, there's something about it or the sky or the way the clouds form or something. It's different in the Midwest, and I'm sure it's different in the Carolinas. It's just something so helps you center. And no matter how
Right.
crazy the world gets, right? It's just good to go
Yeah.
home. Yeah.
Yeah. Giving yourself permission to slow down, too, is something
Oh,
that I think we all need. Whatever we're doing, I think we all need that.
what have the kids that you grew up with said about you? You still have some of the same group of friends and things, and kind of look out for each
I
other.
I do. There's especially a group of girls that we were super close in middle school and high school. We call ourselves the Fab Five, and now with marriages and babies that have come into the group, we've grown and embraced a whole lot of new faces. But just being able to, especially being in the music industry, and you have so many people that adore you and adore your music, and I'm so grateful for that. But it's nice to just be able to go back to people who have known you since you were a little girl and just treat you like their best friend and nothing else. And so it's very important to me to have those people and surround myself with those people.
Well, I thank you for sharing that with me. I'm talking about those kind of friends. In my suitcase are these certain plates. And so my bestie, when she got married, she had plates, right? And she liked that
Yeah.
pattern. But then she gave them to her daughter, who took them away to college, and then probably like left them at a friend's or whatever. And
Right.
the plates didn't make it home.
Mhm.
I was at a vintage antique place the other day, and I saw her pattern, and so I picked them up, and I can't wait because they're just wrapped in newsprint. I stuck them in my suitcase between my clothes. I cannot wait to go home to see one of my Fab Five so that I can like say, "Look, girlfriend, your plates have come home." So, but it's all about
Yeah.
it's all about the journey, right? And it's such a delight to see you. My daughter lives in
Yeah.
Nashville, so when you're playing in Nashville, I hope to be able to come and hear you. Or if you're up here in the East Coast,
Yeah.
I would love to come see you
Yes.
perform live. It
Yes.
would
That
make
would
me
make my
happy.
heart.
Yeah, that would make me happy too. So for all of the little girls out there, right, that have good memories of their papas,
Hmm.
we celebrate that. We celebrate that spirit in you, and thank you so much for sharing it with us, Paige.
Absolutely. Thank you for having
It was a nice visit. I really enjoyed
me.
it. You're awesome. All right, be well. Bye bye.